Hello there, breathers.
And welcome back.
Oh, to another
Episode of
All My Favorite People Are Dead. We're recording a double today for some reason.
Yeah, because we're here
We're
and
here.
we can.
Might as well.
Why not? You know,
we
smoke
got
them if you got 'em.
Plenty of dead people to talk about.
I'm Sue Teresi.
I'm Shannon Butler.
And here we go.
So we got some more stuff for
We
you.
got some more stuff for you today. You're
No
gonna
opera
love
singers
this.
today.
No, we're not going to be singing today.
No.
I have crazy twin women.
Crazy twin women.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna like this. I think. I don't know if I like it. It's a sad.
Okay.
They're sad stories. These are sad stories,
I've
and I
only-
haven't done anything sad in a while.
I've only known one set of twin women, and they're not
Crazy or weird?
actually Jim, who you just met.
Yes.
His girlfriend is part of that. Her sister just died though, sadly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Were
but-
they identical?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I've
couldn't
known
even
plenty
tell
of
them
twins
apart.
in my career,
Yeah.
even triplets.
Yeah.
And I think twins have a unique bond. From what I've seen, they
Yeah.
definitely have a unique bond. The ones that I've known,
Yeah.
more so than regular siblings.
Sure.
But not these girls. These girls. Well, okay. You be the judge.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Daisy and Violet Hilton.
They're named after flowers.
They are Daisy and Violet. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
They were English-born entertainers who were conjoined.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay.
They were exhibited in Europe as children and toured the United States in sideshow, vaudeville, and American burlesque circuits in the 1920s and 30s.
Okay.
They were born February 5th, 1908 in Sussex, England, and they died in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1969.
Okay.
Okay. Their mother was Kate Skinner. She was an unmarried barmaid. So
Oh,
think
I
of that
see.
back
Okay.
then. Yeah, you see where this
I
is
see.
going to go. The sisters were born joined by the hips and the buttocks. They shared blood circulation and were fused at the pelvis, but shared no major organs.
Oh, so they could.
Maybe if it was
technically-
nowadays, I don't know how that works as
Okay.
far as separating them.
All right.
They performed alongside Bob Hope and Charlie Chaplin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I love Charlie.
After years of being managed professionally by their legal guardians in the early 30s and on the advice of Harry Houdini, of all people, they were legally emancipated.
Okay.
So mom's employer, this woman, Mary Hilton, saw money in them.
Sure. Of
Ka-ching,
course.
ka-ching.
Yeah.
She, quote-unquote, bought them
I'm
from
sorry,
their
what?
mom, and took them under her wing. She bought them. I don't know if that was legal or not to sell your
doesn't
kids. I know
sound
you
legal.
could. I saw it during the Depression. You see signs, for sale, $10, 2 kids. I don't know what went on, but she bought these girls from their mother.
How much?
That I don't know. I don't know. $1.50. I don't know.
Seems cheap.
Mary Hilton, 2 for 1. Well, that was terrible. Mary Hilton, with her husband and daughter, strictly controlled the twins by means of physical abuse.
Oh, no.
They had to call her Auntie Lou, and they had to call her husband Sir. And they trained the girls into singing and dancing. Okay, they had no problem exhibiting the girls and exploiting them.
Of course.
The Hilton sisters, they're now referred to as the Hilton sisters, toured first in Britain in 1911 when they were 3 as the United Twins. Mary Hilton took them onto a tour through Germany and then to Australia and then in 1916 to the United States. So in true sideshow manner, their performances were accompanied by an imaginative history, quote unquote. They gave them a backstory. They're exotic and they're this and they're that, and they gave them all a freakish backstory. Their controllers kept all their money, everything
course.
the sisters
Yeah.
earned naturally.
Because they bought them. So that they
I own you,
Yeah.
literally. In 1926, Bob Hope formed an act called the Dance Medians with the sisters, who had a tap dancing routine.
Okay.
When Mary died in Birmingham, Alabama, the girls were bequeathed to Mary's daughter, Edith Myers, and Edith's husband, Meyer Myers, a former balloon salesman. Bequeathing
Can you imagine?
something you own, like property.
That's like almost like they're enslaved.
Yeah.
Basically enslaved.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So now the couple took over management of the twins. They were basically held captive. The girls were beaten if they didn't do as the Myers wished. They kept the twins from public view for a while and trained them in jazz music. Now, Violet was a skilled saxophonist and Daisy was a violinist.
Oh.
But they lived in a mansion in San Antonio, Texas. I mean, I can't, I don't know. It's got to be bad. It's just got to be bad.
Right.
In 1931, the sisters actually sued their managers, who were legally emancipated, gaining freedom from their contract, and awarded like $100,000 in damages.
Okay.
Right, the equivalent of over $1 million.
That's not bad.
No, so finally they're free.
Okay.
They went into vaudeville as the Hilton Sisters Review. Daisy dyed her hair blonde, and they began to wear different outfits so to be distinguished from each other.
Okay.
When I've seen parents do that a lot. They dress the twins the same and all of that. That's not right. I think it personally. I think it robs a child of an identity.
Right.
Every child is unique, not part of a set. I mean, I used to dress my daughter in little clothes like me, but we looked like mother and daughter. Mm-hmm. You could tell we were a family, but without being identically clothed. I never got that, but what do I know? Okay. So vaudeville loses its popularity now, and the sisters are forced to perform in burlesque venues.
Oh, dear.
In 1936, Violet marries actor James Moore as a publicity stunt. For a publicity stunt, the marriage lasted 10 years on paper, but eventually they got it annulled.
Okay.
At the time of the wedding, Daisy was very pregnant.
Oh.
And the child was given up for adoption.
Oh, my.
In 1941, Daisy married Harold Estep, better known as the dancer Buddy Sawyer. Okay. That was Violet, the first one. I'm sorry. Okay, that was Violet. This one is Daisy, better known as Buddy Sawyer. Their marriage lasted a whole 10 days. And they said it wouldn't last. 10 days.
I mean,
and they
how do you...
said it wouldn't last.
I don't know
marry...
how you marry someone who's attached
people do, because there were these other Siamese twins, Ing and I can't remember their names. I botch up They got married. I don't know. So in 1932, they were in this movie called Freaks.
Okay.
Did you see it?
No.
I saw it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I wanted to do this. It is very disturbing.
Oh, well,
we'll get back to it. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get into that. In 1952, they starred in another film called Chain for Life, which was loosely based about their lives.
That makes sense.
It does,
the
right?
title, yeah.
Afterwards, they undertook personal appearances at double bill screenings for their two films. Okay. In 1932, the movie Freaks... was it's still strange. Their popularity after the movie was fading. They struggled to make a living in show business. The film Freaks was disturbing then. It's disturbing now.
Okay.
It deals all with carnival people.
So, like, who else is in it? Like, anybody?
Carnival people. All carnival people. Did you see American Horror Story?
Oh, yeah.
The freak show?
Yeah.
It was based on that.
Okay.
But they took it from that. They completely took it from that. So it's all carnival people. The movie was banned because it actually used deformed actors to portray circus performers. Mm-hmm. And it was considered exploiting these people's disabilities. So they were all carnival. I don't like to use the word freaks, but they're all carnival people.
Yeah.
It is also regarded as one of the most controversial horror films of all time.
Oh.
Due to the people that they deem them, freaks. These are all regular carnival, you know what I'm talking about, sideshow people.
Yeah.
Including these girls. So it was banned in the UK for 3 decades, and it's technically still illegal to screen it in portions of the US.
Oh, wow.
So I saw it, I don't know if it was Turner, one of these movies, late at night, one of those. It's basically about a beautiful girl and a contriving trapeze artist who seduces a carnival sideshow dwarf after learning that he's got a big inheritance. Okay. She conspires with the circus strongman Hercules to kill the little man so she can get his wealth. And, it's one of those, double indemnity murder things. She to kill the guy. And it is very disturbing because you see these sideshow people walking around during, Yeah. Okay. Freaks was probably the first Hollywood movie to ever assemble a full cast of real sideshow people and expose audiences to their normal sensual desires.
Okay.
Todd Browning, the film's director, had his career killed by the film.
I bet.
Yeah. But it's gained popularity in the 60s as a cult classic, a midnight film, showing it was very ahead of its time, showing that this film was ahead of its time. Mm-hmm. So it depicts the freaks as the heroes and the quote-unquote beautiful regular people as the villains.
Which is pretty much what they did in American Horror Story.
They took it, if I've seen both. Yeah. So if you see that series, the people that they had depicted with whatever they had, the girl, the pinhead girl, and the control. It was all based on this film, based on real carnival people.
Okay.
All right. On January 4th of 1969, after they didn't report to work, an attempt to reach them failed. The police were called to investigate. The twins were found dead in their home, victims of the Hong Kong flu.
Oh.
They died of the flu. According to a forensics investigator, Daisy died first, and Violet died between 2 and 4 days later.
Ooh.
So Violet hadn't called for any help.
No, she probably couldn't.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what went on, but she passed a few days after. Ugh. They're buried in Forest Lawn West Cemetery in Charlotte. They share a grave with a Vietnam veteran, Troy Thompson, whose father was an acquaintance since they didn't have enough of an estate to pay for their own plot. Visitors who come to the site often leave 2 pennies, because that was the price of admission to see the twins inside the sideshow where they performed as children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I told you. I did see the movie free. It is very disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, and you think it's, just a carnival movie or a circus movie where, she gets a strong man to go and kill somebody, but they all have problems. And again, if you see the Horror Story Freak Show, it's really, that was a very touching season. Mm-hmm. Freak Show stood out in my mind.
Yeah,
when I watched the American Horror Stories, that one was very disturbing based on this. So I don't know if you can watch the movie, go right ahead.
Okay.
The other twins I want to talk about are psychopathic twins, June and Jennifer Gibbons.
Okay.
They were known as the silent twins because they only communicated with each other. Okay. You ever see like savants? They have their own almost language, and they only communicate with each other. Mm-hmm. So that's what these girls were like. June and Jennifer. They were the daughters of Caribbean immigrants, Gloria and Aubrey Gibbons, born April of 1963. The Gibbon children were the only black children in the community, and they were often ostracized at school. So the language is called idioglossia, which is an example of cryptophagia, which is exemplified by the twins' simultaneous actions where they mirror each other and they have their own language.
Are they conjoined too?
No.
Okay.
They're two separate women.
But they're identical.
They became increasingly reserved. The girls continue to attend school, although they refuse to read or write. Now, then they just went silent. They go mute, yeah. Well, much is said of them going silent. The truth is that they had always spoken a sped-up version of Creole.
Okay.
But then they stopped talking. Huh. They were ostracized and bullied.
They don't know why they stopped talking?
Because they were ostracized and bullied at school. They were the only black kids there.
Okay.
They looked different. They sounded different. They had this like Creole dialect. They went to a new dimension with their language idiosyncrasy. They were bullied and they just reverted to themselves.
Huh. Okay.
So
that's sad.
In 1974, a medic administering vaccines at the school noticed their impassive behavior and noticed a child psychologist, right? The twins now began seeing a succession of therapists who tried unsuccessfully to get them to communicate with others. Okay, but they didn't. They were sent to separate boarding schools in an attempt to break their isolation, but they became catatonic and entirely withdrawn when parted, and eventually spoke to no one except each other and their younger sister.
Okay.
So you couldn't separate them. That made things worse. They figured, we'll separate them. No. When they were reunited, the two spent several years isolating themselves in their bedroom, engaging in elaborate plays with dolls. In their teenage years, the twins began using drugs and alcohol. Right? You see the downward spiral.
Yeah.
In 1981, the girls committed a number of crimes, including vandalism, petty theft, arson, which led to them being admitted to Broadmoor Hospital, a high-security mental health hospital.
Okay.
They were sentenced to an indefinite detention under the Mental Health Act of 1983. They remained at Broadmoor for 11 years.
Okay.
And June blames her sister for the lengthy sentence based on her selective muteness. So now they're starting to fight even with each other.
Uh-oh.
Okay. The girls had a long-standing agreement between themselves that if one died, the other should begin to speak and live a normal life.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why they just couldn't do that if they were both alive.
Seriously, though.
But if I die... Okay. So during the stay in the hospital, they began to believe that it was necessary for one of them to die. This is like a death pact that they made with each other. And after much discussion, Jennifer agreed to make the sacrifice of her life In March of 93, the twins were transferred from Broadmoor to the more open Caswell Clinic in Wales. On arrival, Jennifer was already like catatonic, like she couldn't be roused. She was taken to the hospital where she soon died of acute myocarditis, a sudden inflammation of the heart.
Oh, dear.
There was no evidence of drug or poison in her system. I don't know. She just, weird. It's very strange. The situations and the surroundings are very, very strange. After Jennifer's death, June gave interviews with Harper's Bazaar and The Guardian. Oh. I'm free at last.
Okay.
Jennifer has given up her life for me. I'm free at last. Now I can live a life.
That's
I told you.
Weird.
She described it as a tsunami washing over her of her sins to be free of her sister. Jennifer is interred in St. Martin's Cemetery in Wales. The other sister is still living.
Oh.
Yeah. But the pair were the subject of an 86 television drama, The Silent Twins, broadcast on BBC as part of the Scream 2 series, and an Inside Story documentary called The Silent Twin, Without My Shadow, which aired on the BBC in September of 94. I mean, it got so weird where they lost their virginity to the same boy within a week of each other. First Jennifer and then June. Yeah, they were creating tremendous instability. Their relationship was tempestuous, and they had murderous fights, and they would only talk to each other, and then they were going to kill each other. I mean, it very bizarre situation here. Yeah. In 1986, the bestseller The Silent Twins documents the fascinating lives about them. Like I said, these twins with being selective mutes who were eventually incarcerated for all the crimes that they committed, including theft and arson. They were just such a bad influence on each other.
I'll say.
Yeah. They would have their own radio show to themselves. They'd call it Radio Gibbons, The Living Fact. They developed like their own secret language.
That's I don't even know what that is, honestly.
They made up their own language, which was like part Creole and part English. And when they did speak, one of them had like a little speech impediment, like a lisp. But these are two very sad, beyond sad girls. You know, I understand you're bullied, and, kids that are bullied sometimes go into themselves and all that. These two retreated basically into their own private world. But how one died like that all of a sudden remains a mystery.
That is weird.
So, yeah.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. You feel bad for both these sets of twins.
But they're doing a lot of it to themselves, it sounds like.
These two.
Yeah.
These two, the first two were just exploited.
Right now, yeah, they were. But
they were just exploited. There's some fascination with twins. I don't know what it is, because I know, in World War II, they did experiments on twins.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the big fascination. Twins are siblings, like anybody else. I don't know. But these girls, some of it, right, you would say they did it to themselves. Yeah. They really went on binges and sprees, and separating them only made things worse. But yet, when one died and one lived, that was okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, none of it makes sense.
Okay.
None of it made sense to me at all. I don't know.
Okay, that's very weird.
I thought I'd share the weirdness with these twins. So, I don't know. I started, I had seen the movie Freak Show 100 years ago, and then I was reading an article on them, and then I was digging deeper, and then I found these twins, and, I don't know. It's just fascinating.
Okay.
I think when you see two identical people, people get fascinated. Twins also have, they each have their own identical set of fingerprints.
That's true.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's cute. My best friend and I used to wear our hair alike or wear the same makeup. Or
it's not the same.
Like I said, when my daughter was like 3, I would get a matching dress and it would look so cute. She looks just like mommy, And yes, I put a vest and a matching jacket on my daughter's dog. I walked to the dog park.
I mean, obviously, you gotta have matching.
I need matching clothes
with my dog
to
absolutely.
The dog. But I don't know. You hear stories about twins. I don't know.
Weird.
I just thought this was something. I haven't done something disturbing in a while.
Sure, might
so
as
I figured, I'm overdue.
Yeah,
You know, let's do that.
Let's
Everything
do
else I did
something
was
fucked
normal.
up.
So let's do something, disturbing, give everybody nightmares.
Oh, good.
So if
Thanks.
anybody watches the movie Freaks or has anything, or if they're twins and they want to share their viewpoint, we can always be reached because we'd love to interact with you guys.
Sure.
Because unlike the twins, Shannon and I talk to more than just each other.
That's right.
Although Shannon and I are very, we can
connect on a
we connect on a
whole
weird
level.
level. She gives me that look, and I know already.
Yeah,
And we can finish each other's sandwiches. Yeah, so there you go. So Shannon and I are like that.
We're strange.
We are,
Yeah,
but we
that's
are.
right.
But yeah,
But we're not going to go
post
try to
them. Yeah.
kill things.
Kill one of us or the
steal
other
things.
can be
No,
free.
No.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we should dress alike.
I mean,
And we look so much alike. We do look like twins. We look identical.
My pale ass versus your.
She looks like a white woman, and I don't. And I'm itty bitty, and she's tall. And, and we look just so much alike. People get us confused often. I get that all the time. I walk around and they go, "Oh, aren't you Shannon?" I go, "Yeah, I am." I get that all the time. We just look so much alike. It's like a piece of me that fell off.
Yeah, my friends go, "So do you just use that accent when you're doing the show?"
Right,
or,
right. Yeah, we sound alike, and we that's very funny. And if anybody who's seen the two of us together, it's a riot.
Yeah, no.
So you think what you want if you don't know what we look like, but
Okay.
not each other.
Well, there we have it.
Another,
That was weird.
Yeah, weird. It was time for my weirdness.
Yeah, you got to bring it out.
I have to bring the weirdness out once
Let
in
your
a while.
freak flag fly.
Yeah,
right?
and so I
You
do.
did. You
And so I
absolutely
do.
did.
So there you go.
All right.
Well, there you go. That
There you
was
have it, breeders.
another
Fabulous.
crazy,
Weird.
disturbing
Odd.
episode.
Of.
Oh, see, we're doing it
We're
now.
doing it now.
All my favorite people are dead. Bye, breathing.
Bye.
Some of us are crazy, some are smart and brave. Well, it doesn't really matter, we all end up in the grave. All my favorite people are dead.